everybody, how's it going today? My name's Colton and I'm joined by Jennifer, and we are back in the new year making meals with mugs. The theme for our mug meals this episode is all about the Super Bowl. It's coming up in a few weeks now. The playoffs are starting now. And, you know, either if you love football, you love the Super Bowl. Either you're watching it for the commercials, but we all know the number one reason why we love the Super Bowl is for all the really great snacks. Now, you know, you can have your Doritos, Cheetos, or whatever Eatos you need. But today we thought we'd come up with some really fun and really easy ways to spice up your Super Bowl snacks. Now, this video was filmed before the Browns played their playoff game, so no spoilers, but I'm pretty sure they're gonna win. Right? They're probably gonna win. I'm not even worried about it. So this will be your Super Bowl snack for when the Browns go to the Super Bowl. Jennifer will be making some really delicious fajitas, but I'm up first and I'll be making nachos. Nachos specifically with refried beans and avocado. Who doesn't love nachos? I don't need to explain to you the greatness of nachos, do I? Because if I do, you can just get out of here, okay? So the first step to our mug meal is you're gonna add some cooking spray to your mug. And you're gonna want a really tall mug today. I've already gone ahead and sprayed my cooking spray in there, or you can use butter if you need to. But yeah, you're gonna want a tall mug because we're gonna be layering our nachos. So you can't really use a little mug, which stinks because I was all set to use my fall 2009 mug from TV's The View, but it's just a little too wimpy for this heavy-duty nacho recipe. Sorry, Whoopi. So the first thing you're gonna do is mix half cup of refried beans with about 3 tablespoons of salsa. And you're gonna mix everything up really good. It's a little tricky to sometimes stir with refried beans, but you'll get it. And actually one of my favorite things about nachos is it could be whatever you want. Don't feel like you have to follow this recipe. If you like something different, if you like black beans, if you want to use black olives, whatever you're into, whatever you have lying around in the kitchen, feel free to use it. Don't feel like you have to follow me. So that looks pretty good. Looks pretty mixed. So we're gonna go back to our mug and we're gonna start our nachos. Like I said, we're gonna be layering. So you're gonna take about, 4 or 5 chips. You're gonna stick them in there. I found when I was making this, you're gonna wanna try to stick them up vertically instead of just stacking them up horizontally. So that means, once you start cooking, the cheese and the beans and salsa are gonna try to mix with everything. So that's about 4 or 5 chips. I think we're pretty good there. And then you're gonna add your cheese. Now today, I'm gonna be making my dish vegan. It's actually pretty easy to make vegan. It's a super simple substitutions. I had vegan cheese, and also let me back up a little bit about the refried beans, because a normal can of refried beans actually isn't vegetarian or vegan. It's one of those things you probably don't think about unless you have that diet, but most refried beans have like animal fat in them. So you wanna make sure, if you're making this vegan, you wanna make sure that the can says vegetarian, which this one does. So you're gonna add to your chips, you're gonna add about a tablespoon, just about a pinch or so of cheese. And again, hey, follow the recipe how you like. If you want all cheese, you wanna put just a mug full of cheese and chips, man, do it. The Browns are going to the Super Bowl, so just do it. And then you're gonna add about half of your beans and salsa. And just kind of smooth it out a little bit on the top there. Perfect. And then you're gonna do it all over again. So you're gonna add a few more chips. Again, like 4 or 5. Kind of seems to be what I found was the best way to do it. And then you're gonna add your cheese again. And then the rest of your beans and salsa. And then last but not least, we're gonna top it again with a little more cheese, right? Again, it's gonna be a little messy, it's gonna be a little fun, but what it's gonna be is really, really good. So all that's left now is to cook. So we're gonna microwave it for about a minute to a minute and a half. You just wanna make sure that the cheese is melted. So I'm gonna go and do that, and when I come back, we just have one more quick step before we eat. So I cooked it for about a minute and a half. Vegan cheese sometimes is a little trickier than regular cheese to melt, so it might take a little bit longer, but I did mine for about a minute and a half, and we have achieved melty cheese. Now, we have one less step before we eat, and that's to add your cold toppings, you know, if you want some. So today I have onions, avocado, and some green chilies. Again, feel free to use whatever you want. Black olives, you know, if you want a little lettuce for some color, you know. Do whatever you feel like. Whatever you got laying around, your favorite nacho toppings. A little corn wouldn't hurt anybody. So I'm just gonna add a little bit to the top of my mug. Got some onion, some avocado, and some green chilies. Doesn't that look so good? But that is not all we have for you guys today, because you can't just have a Super Bowl celebration with just one snack. So for the second part of our video, I'm gonna turn it over to Jennifer, who's gonna be making some really delicious and super easy chicken fajitas in a mug. Enjoy. I know I will be.
Go ahead. All right. Hi everyone, I'm Jennifer, and like Colton said, I'm making fajitas to pair with your nachos. And just like those nachos, these are really easy to change to a vegan. Just switch out that chicken for the beans that you already used for your nachos. Super simple, right? We keep it easy for you guys. Now, this is going to be a multi-step process. What we want to do is cook those vegetables first and make them really soft, just like fajitas. So I'm going to put them in for a minute and a half to start, mix them up, and then do it another minute and a half to make sure they're nice and soft. So let's get started. I have some onion and I have some orange peppers for our brownies. Let's go. We're gonna add some oil, some garlic. Now the garlic, it's a 1/4 teaspoon, but if you're like me, I always add a little bit extra because I love garlic, especially in my fajitas. And then the next thing you're gonna do is that fajita mix. You're gonna mix it right up, coat those vegetables, use the oil, make sure there's no powder, and look at that, it already looks delicious. So then the next thing I'm going to do is add it to my mug. And I want that fajita mix to get in there with the oil, that way it cooks those vegetables nicely, just like you're sauteing it in a pan. And there you go, right in my meal. So now, like I said before, I'm going to put this in for a minute and a half and then check my vegetables.
Go ahead.
All right, so I put it in for a minute and a half, and my vegetables, just like I thought, are not quite ready. But the cool thing about this is while I was cooking it, I could hear that fajita sizzle and I could smell it, and man, does it smell so good. So I'm going to put this back in for probably one more minute so I can get my vegetables nice and tender. Okay, so now my vegetables are nice and soft, and man, it smells so good. I cannot wait to taste this. The last step I'm going to do is I'm going to add my chicken, and as you can see, I use some of that fajita right on my chicken. So now it'll all have that tasty fajitas taste. I'm gonna add that into my bowl. Then, to moisten it a bit so it doesn't dry out, I'm going to add some chicken stock. And you're going to mix that up. So as you can see, the vegetables are mixed in with the chicken. I'm going to put that back in for one more minute. Okay, now this last part is up to you. You can cook the tortilla for 30 seconds to warm it up, or you can add your fajita and all your toppings right now. But I like mine cooked, so I'm going to put it in for about 30 seconds. Okay, so now I'm ready to add my fajita. I'm gonna take a fork and add it right to my tortilla. Now this mug meal will make enough fajita for 2 small tortillas or 1 big tortilla. And I actually might be able to get 2 big tortillas out of this little mug meal. That's pretty cool. Now the rest is up to you. If you have salsa, if you have cream cheese, if you have cheese, if you want to add ingredients that you used for your nachos right onto your fajita, it's yours. It's your fajita. Enjoy it. So again, I want to thank you for joining us today for our nacho and fajita mug meal. Go Browns! Any more videos will be up on Elyria's webpage. Have a great day.